I be Bentley driven and very strategic. RM sleeve, no diamonds are needed. Floors are heated, so be it, so be it. With P, get something to meet you. Your soul don't like it, we help you free it. Then we wait for TMZ to leak it. It ain't no secret, so be it, so be it. Smoke. So be it, so be it. Smoke. So be it. C-L-I-B-S-E.
Mama, there goes that man.
Welcome, sports fans. Thank you for joining. And this early in the season, Doris, we're seeing some teams trying to find their way.
BA, very little set in stone at this point. Coaches are absolutely still tinkering with their rotations. You're trying to figure out which groups play well together. And then you also have the players, right? They're trying to drop off a little of the rust that accumulates over the offseason.
And MP has made his goal clear. He has his sights set on beating the top teams in the league. And they go to the intentional foul. And so it's New York, a sizable lead of 14 at the break. They put in work down low, getting in close and scoring in bunches. All right, stick around. We'll be right back after this.
And let's do something we never, ever do. And let's go off topic.
What topic?
Now we'll take a look back at our featured game. That was quite a performance for the New York Knicks. Thanks for tuning in.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the rout that it's threatening to be. And he commits the intentional foul. We've got Topic. He's out there with Miles McBride. And it's Bryant in at the three. That's the lineup for Oklahoma City.
The perimeter game has failed him thus far. Hit one from range in the first half, but nothing since.
He drops it from range.
I love it when MP looks to pull from deep. He is
And a look at how the offensive approach has been going so far for the Knicks.
Yeah, they were so aggressive from the start, getting the ball into the painted area. Now, they stuck to...
And so it's the Knicks taking care of business in this one.
About game time, bring the pain time.
Oh, say does that star...
Yeah, just a few games in the book thus far. So, Greg, what are you looking for at this stage of the season?
Well, I like to see which teams get off to a hot start and who's struggling out of the gate. What can those teams do to improve?
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
And now we've got the intent. The Knicks with the lead. They've got MP. Williams is out there with Avdia. Then it's Johnson, and it's Brown in at the point guard. So that's who's on the floor for the Knicks. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. Mavericks lead by 2. And we'll be back right after halftime to get the third quarter underway.
Please correct your attention.
They've been very handsy on defense, racking up fouls, giving the other side free points at that line.
Handsy, big. Okay, guys, now let's see what the fans are buzzing about over on social media. That'll do it for our show.
We've got second. The Knicks leading by 7 on the court for the Mavericks. We've got Buzelis. He's out there with flag. And it's Sharp in at the shooting guard. And so they foul intentionally.
79. New York foul. MP.
And the foul called on MP. So post game sees New York take this one.
Hello and welcome to a great night of hoops. You can feel the Grant, this season seems to be off to a strong start. Teams are coming together pretty quickly.
You know, B.A., what other choice is there? The competition is fierce in this league, so it's sink or swim right away the moment the season starts.
Well, tonight is a huge game. These are two of the best in the league, and MP has total focus on one thing, helping his team come up with a statement win.
Look, you got to give MP props with the way he's gone about these matchups. He made his goals public, which put a target on his back and fueled the opposition. But MP has met the challenge with fire so far, and he's undefeated in those matchups.
So the Hornets starting 5. They've got Johnson, and it's Wade in at the 3, the small forward.
And there's MP clapping back.
And for some reason, he decided to foul there.
Yeah, V.A., that's an odd move. Maybe there's something else behind it.
Avdia out there with MP. Then there's Devin Booker. Then there's Udoka decides to call timeout. He's going to take a moment to give him a breather and talk things over. And here the second quarter of action, just a hair under 2.5 minutes played. That's good, and it's Jones with the assist. Jones has got his 4th assist with that last one. And so Conley will bring it up for Charlotte. They trail by 7. They'll be off to Portland for a meeting with the Trailblazers after this one. That'll be the back end of a 3-game road trip. So for the Knicks, Brown comes in for Jones, and it's Jalen Brunson in for Booker. And the Hornets making a change here as well. Stewart's checked in. Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thanks, guys. Well, MP in their last time out against the Magic was a man on a mission. He ended up with a jaw-dropping amount of points, and he was red hot from beyond the arc, raining down a ton of threes. And with the flashy numbers he put up in that one, it's worth the price of admit.
Too bad he fouled out. But this team does have some depth at his position.
And so it's the New York Knicks now holding a 12-point lead at quarter's end. They hold a real solid lead right now. Love their approach tonight. And don't go far. We'll be right back.
They've been a step slow to close out on shooters all night, and that's why they've given up so many threes. Come on, man, show some hustle.
And now to some other news. We've got some trades to talk about.
Boy, what an elite offensive player they just landed in Booker. Woo-wee. One of the most consistent, reliable scorers in the league. A #1 stop option.
That does it for halftime.
And after a bit. So New York wins it. And with tonight's win, they're now 2-0 in the
Coming up next, the Nets. Well, Greg, I hope you're ready. We're going to be cranking our heads back and forth, watching these teams race up and down the floor all game long.
And this is the definition of an exciting matchup. Don't be shocked if the 24-second clock doesn't come into play. They like to keep the pace fast.
We've seen it already this season, and P has an elevated intent to win. Anytime he's matched up against one of the league's They've got Precious Achiuwa. He's out there with Woodson. And it's Wolf in at the 5 spot. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
And he commits the intentional foul. Brooklyn with the ball. They trail by 7. Here's Duplan with nobody on him. He buries the jumper.
And we talk about the importance of versatility. He's really got it all on the offensive end.
Now let's take a minute to talk to Allie LaForce courtside. Allie.
Well, MP in the last matchup against the Hawks had a huge game. He ended up with 44 points, and he's a tremendous three-point shooter. We saw that again last game. And really, it's a game that will stand out when you look at...
The New York Knicks going into the break with a 10-point lead. Shooting the ball so well in this one. A great performance from the field. And we'll be back with you shortly.
for that matchup with the Hornets. They don't want to say it, but they are very confident coming into this one. And who can...
Now looking at where we stand after 2 quarters, it has been a difficult game for the Nets.
Well, they obviously...
Thank you for being with us.
And we've got third. So Joe Mazzulla calls for the timeout. And clearly an important juncture. He's going to have some choice words with his team. The Knicks making a switch here. Brown's checked in. Now we'll hear from Allie LaForce, and she's got a story for us. An update. Allie?
Over the break, I listened in on Joe Mazzulla's huddle. He laid into the team about being over-aggressive. He said, quote, "You're letting them get to the line as much as they want. We've got to dial back some of the physicality because it's getting us in trouble. Guys, let's see if they can ease up here."
And as always, Allie, great job. Thank you. And New York, looking at who they've got. So it's the Knicks with the win. A solid...
What's up, MP?
Greetings, folks. Thanks for tuning in to 2K. The first third of an NBA season, Grant, it sort of sets the foundation for the year's power structure.
Oh, that's so true, B.A. We start to see which teams are elite, who's running the show, and we find out who needs to think about making some changes.
And MP's made no secret that one of his main focuses this season is taking down the top teams in the league. His motivation in games like this has been clear.
And we all know the phrase,
not sure why he committed the intentional. It's been all about Jalen Brunson for the Knicks. Hit a couple from downtown this quarter. All right, we'll get back to the action after this break.
77.
Well, ordinarily, the whole offense runs through Trae Young, so a tough adjustment without him in the lineup.
More opportunities to go.
Now let's change gears back to the New York Knicks, who find themselves in a tightly contested ball game.
I love the depth of this team, man.
And that's it for halftime.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during halftime. You look at Jalen Brunson. And so they foul intentionally. Turn. They've got Williams. MP is out there with Devin Booker. That is Brown in at the 2. That's the 5 for New York right now.
From County.
New York leading by 4. Booker finds MP. Yes! And it's Booker with the setup. 6 points for MP.
Oh, in today's game, making threes is a must. MP, he's dialed in.
The long-range hit from MP. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Knicks.
Well, all you can ask for is your guys to be really active on D, and they've been more than that tonight.
New York wins it. A competitive game. Yeah.
Welcome to 2K Sports for another edition of NBA basketball. We have the first leg of the NBA season, Greg, now behind us. The standings starting to come into shape.
Yeah, right now is when you can make sense of wins and losses. Who you play matters so much early on, but things have started here to balance out.
And we have an intentional foul there, GA. New York leading by 10. This is how the floor looks for the Rockets starting the second. They've got Smith. Matthews out there with Thompson. And it's Joseph in at the point. And an intentional foul. And that'll do it for the first half of competitive game so far. Rockets lead by 5. And we'll be back right after halftime for the start of the third quarter. We'll see you in a bit.
Their work on the glass has been superb tonight. Chasing down every miss there, Ernie. That's their mind.
All right, guys, now let's take a glance at the injuries that both of these teams are dealing. That is more than enough of...
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. You know, Jalen Brunson has been exceptional here, guys. Wow.
And if he can keep shooting from deep like he did in the first half, he's going to be more than a handful.
What I love is they've continued to feed this guy right the...
Knicks trail by 7, and for Houston, Matthews out there with Smith. And it's Thompson, and it's Joseph in at the point guard position.
Well, the three-point opportunity is...
Both teams making substitutions here. Smith kicks to Thompson. Houston moving the ball around. A shot by Valentine, no good.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
And the 3 misses.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage.
So Houston wins it. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory.
Obviously a tough loss for you, MP.
I don't think we have to go back to the drawing board.
Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thanks, Jen.
Good game, MP.
Night, MP.
Xander, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm good. You got a fun theme for us? We got to finish the season strong.
Definitely. Start rolling.
MP coming at you with a big announcement. There's more out of bounds.
There he goes.
Well, we always hear about the rookie wall, Grant, but some players seem to claim it's a myth.
Well, you know, B.A., I think it's real for most first-year players. Adjusting to the length and intensity of an NBA season can be exhausting, but some guys will be able to break through that wall. I mean, I'm just not sure what he was thinking right there. I mean, he needs to get his head in the game.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
And we've heard from MP himself how much a rivalry game means to him. He knows the history of this franchise as well as any of the diehard fans.
I just love MP's competitiveness. Some people feel like rivalries aren't as important anymore, but he's gone the other route. He's looking to motivate his teammates any way he can. And that's why he's declared war on the opponents they have the most history with.
Now, New York starting five. They've got MP. Williams is out there with Jalen Brunson. That is Brown in at the two-guard spot.
Defensively, you don't want MP to find his rhythm out there.
Well, Grant, when it comes... On the court right now for the Knicks. They've got Johnson, Avdia out there with MP. Then it's Williams, and it's Brown in at the point guard position. And now we have an intentional foul. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, bizarre play, B.A. Not sure what got into him.
And an intentional foul right there. So it's New York going into the break up 12. Defense is setting the tone. Back to the game after this break.
Well, I think for the Knicks, not much movement from them up or down, which isn't a bad thing. They've just shown force in their conference.
Yeah. And let's move on to that first half. Talk about a rough start for the Charlotte Hornets. That does it for halftime.
And with a big... They've got Johnson, and it's Stewart in at point guard. So that's the group out there for Charlotte.
Love the rise and fire approach. Demonstrates how confident MP is.
And now we've got an intentional foul.
MP, quick personal foul, first team foul.
New York on D. They've led by as many as 14. Back to Johnson, down low. Avdia with a steal. And the foul called on MP. So New York wins it. It ends up being a fairly...
And a look behind the curtain here. Final, it's the NBA on 2K Sports.
Here we go.
And tonight, we've got the New York Knicks up against the Chicago Bulls. Kevin Harlan here alongside Greg Anthony and Richard Jefferson. And our reporter tonight on the sideline is Allie LaForce. And recently, MP came out and stressed that he doesn't take these rivalry games too lightly. Winning these games is a big-time priority for him.
Well, MP and this team are off to a good start when it comes to the challenge he set for them. I think the preparation, anticipation, and energy for what these games mean has become almost a skill set in their arsenal. And they're hoping to build on that momentum.
Isn't this a fun time of year, mid-season basketball? From award races to juggling playoff pictures, it's terrific.
Yeah, you really get to see.
And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Bulls lead by 5. And we'll be back right after this.
58.
And covering for the absence of Devin Booker is not easy. He's one of the elite shooters in the league. He spaces the floor, creates driving lanes.
And now let's talk about our featured game. It was a solid first half for the Chicago Bulls. Thanks for joining us.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Brandon Miller has been sensational. Bulls leading by 20. And intentional. Timeout called from Ime Udoka. There was no hesitating. He wants to talk to the team right now. We've got Williams, and it's Robertson at the point. That's the 5 for New York right now. Outside, Bryant. And we're around 2 minutes into the fourth quarter here. Isley, the pass to Yang. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Got it. Good job in the low post. He's got 23.
And you can just see he's a different player since coming back from halftime.
A 3 from MP. Good on the three-point shot.
Just a boom play there with MP, putting on that finishing touch.
Pass to Hardy. 96. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Yang pass to Hardy. Gets that one through the hole, make him now 7 of 13 in this game.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
This is when good players really get after it. He can sense that they're reeling, and
And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin.
And an opportunity for these guys to get loose, find the... Thanks for joining us on 2K Sports. What's better than NBA basketball on a Saturday night? We're here to bring you the action. This is Brian Anderson, Coach Stan Van Gundy, Hall of Famer Grant Hill, and Allie LaForce round out our broadcast crew for this one.
I mean, I'm just not sure what he was thinking right there. I mean, he needs to get it.
New York leading by 12. So here are the 5 for New York as they start the second. Williams is out there with Denny Avdia. Then it's MP, then there's Johnson, and it's Lewis in at the point.
Third personal foul. First team foul.
Now here's Wagner. It's blocked. And here's MP from outside. It's rebounded by Wagner. And so Wagner will bring it up for the Orlando Magic. And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. New York out in front, up 5. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the third quarter.
Hey folks, welcome to the halftime. What's most important in a situation like this?
Staying focused, locked in, and not getting sick or distracted.
Yeah, like the kids on those smartphones, they're constantly on those phones and all those.
Turning back now to that game we've been watching. A positive first half for the Knicks.
They've controlled the pace.
Thanks as always.
And after. They've got Quentin Grimes, and it's Ben Carroll in at the 4-man position. That's who's out there for Orlando.
Really? You're going to give MP a look from there?
Pass to Childress. Shoots. And it's McCarty missing.
Well, he's more than comfortable in the mid-range, but you can't make them all.
And here's MP from outside. And again, New York with the triple.
Their defense has to do a better job of smothering those shooters.
Outside Grimes, inside, here's Childress. Oh, and a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
Well, that's a great pass. He has the timing and rhythm of a metronome.
From deep, MP, yes, and a nice assist from Brunson. Brunson's got 6 assists now in the game. Magic trail by 20. Not sure why he committed the intentional foul. No purpose.
I think everyone's a little confused, but weird plays happen.
Lewis is checked in for New York. Outside Grimes.
Number 9.
And Carroll passes to Childress, and it's good for 2.
Hey, they're just getting pushed around inside.
New York leading by 18. Pass to MP. For 3, and the Knicks another 3.
When you let a team knock down that many threes, you know you're likely to be on the wrong side of a run.
And the foul called on MP. And so it's the Knicks taking care of business in this one.
Coming right up, the Knicks taking on the... Frank, both these teams have been dealing lately with some adversity.
Yeah, injuries have hit them hard. We're seeing some makeshift starting lineups. This is when a reserve has a chance to make an impression.
And as the conversations swirl around MP, one of those, of course, is how vocal MP has been about these rivalry games he plays in. His goal is to win each and every one of them.
I like how
Here's Roberts. Here are the 5 New York has to start here in the second. They've got Christian Brown. Jalen Brunson out there with Johnson. Then it's Avdia. And it's MP in at the 5 down low.
Checking in for the Knicks, number 17, Miles Turner.
So it's New York riding a 15-point lead at the end of the quarter. And their ability to get points in the paint has made all the difference in this one. We'll get right back to the action when we return.
Did you miss us? Stupid question. Of course you did.
A look here now at the 76ers. I think we know at this point how good this team can be, and that is not very good, Ernie.
Look at Kenny.
And going back now to that first half, you could say things are going extremely well for the New York Knicks. And that concludes.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. And that... The 76ers trail, and they go to the intention.
Substitution on the court.
Edgecombe is out there with Traoré. Then it's Brandon Ingram. And it's Smith. And it's Shumshay in at the center position. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia.
MP shooting.
So it's Philadelphia winning this one easily. This game may not have...
Ready, MP?
Welcome to the NBA, presented by 2K. And as the regular season winds down, some teams must be concerned about their seeding, Greg.
Yeah, BA. For teams still on the bubble, just getting into the postseason is the concern. For the top teams, seedings are huge. They want as many home games as possible.
And these rivalry games always captivating. Some players will try to downplay it, but not MP. He said all along, I'm coming for him.
Well, this has been one of the great rivalries to watch unfold in the league. Any matchup could potentially be a toss-up due to the heated nature of these two teams. The thing with MP, though, he doesn't want to just be his opponent.
And for New York, Denny Avdia out there with Williams. Then it's MP, then there's Johnson, and it's Booker in at the point.
They've had a slight leg up on the boards and a big leg up on the scoreboard.
And for the Warriors, they've got Johnson, and it's Jones in at the center, filling out the middle. No coverage that time. Lynch has got 10.
He's the last guy you want to leave alone on the perimeter.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
Well, MP in the last matchup against Miami got the job done. He finished with 51 points, and he made a significant contribution from beyond the arc, as usual. And just a huge game for him. His coaches would love to see him do it again. Guys?
Good stuff, Allie. Yeah, he was unstoppable during certain stretches. So a close game as we wrap up the first half of play. Warriors ahead, up by 4. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
Well, looking at the Warriors, they're not going to make the playoffs. We knew that. But they did show glimpses of what they could eventually be.
And shifting focus back to our game, the Knicks are right in the thick of it.
At the defensive end, I'm not.
Thanks as always for watching.
And we're halfway through this one. Knicks trail by 12. They've got Johnson, Devin Booker out there with Jalen Brunson. Then it's MP, and it's Brown in at the small forward position. That's the 5 for New York right now. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
I mean, I'm just not sure what he was thinking right there. I mean, he needs to get his head in the game.
5th personal foul. First team foul.
Johnson against Johnson. Jones from outside. The Knicks pull it in.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it.
From deep, MP. And again, New York with the triple.
Man, they're having a hard time defending the triple. That's
3. And so it's the Warriors who come out on top here. They play.
What's shaking, MP?
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us on 2K Sports. Well, Clark, everyone's picking the same team to win this one. They're clear favorites.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, and they should be. But you can't take anybody lightly in the NBA. As the underdog, you have no expectations, and sometimes that can free you up to play your best basketball, which gives you a chance to maybe catch that opponent who's the favorite off guard.
Well, we continue to monitor how this... The Knicks with the lead, setting the floor for the Knicks. They've got MP. Johnson is out there with Avdia. Then there's Devin Booker, and it's Brunson in at the guard position. So we conclude the first half. It's the Knicks as they end the second quarter with an energy burst, a 19-7 run. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of the third quarter.
Kenny, how are they doing it?
Well, for one, they're getting easy points.
Yeah, it's like me posting up Kitty.
Oh, you're not scoring on me, Shaq. Not.
And now, how about those first 2 quarters of play? Just a dominating performance for the New York Knicks. And that concludes.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. You know, guys, Devin Booker has been exceptional here.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
Well, you know what, guys? It was all about
The Knicks leading by 16. And New York looking at who they've got. MP out there with Avdia. Then it's Williams. Then it's...
Substitution on the court.
MP looking around. Good. And a nice assist from Booker. Booker's got assist number 8 here in this one already. 11.
And Tatum knows how to find his guys in their spots now. A solid passer at his position.
MP fires. And another 3 for New York.
Out of their last 5 makes, how about all 5 from long range?
Well, the defense just hasn't pressed up to deny any of those looks, guys. I mean, they're hanging back and getting picked apart.
For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it.
He may not be the biggest center in the league, but he sure can jump.
New York's gone 4-6 from beyond the arc in the fourth quarter so far.
MP shooting with rhythm. This is why defenders have to be in his airspace.
And so no problem for New York as they get the win. This was a very